It's Mason from UPW Capital. Please take note of the risk disclaimer. So I'm diving straight into the NASDAQ 100 chart. We are on the monthly. If you look at this level right here, this is the 11,000 level. We form a support level. So price pushes into this level, retraces, and then eventually it moves higher. Then the sellers step in and drive price back to this level, and then price moves higher. So we can call it support. General technical information or technical analysis. Now let us look at this engulfing bar X. As you can see, it's much larger than the previous candle, and it's at a good level. It's at the 11,000 level, which is also significant. So you have two entries or two information points to help you enter the trade. So this can be traded as is. So one can even say use 1 ATR as your stop loss. And then the close of this candle can be the entry or the current price. And our target could actually be around there, which is approximately 16,400. So this is one entry signal for the investors, for the long-term traders. Now let us look at the daily chart. I want to use an example to show you how I based my trade and to give you more support. I use this old example. If you draw a horizontal line right here, you can see price pushed in and we formed a M pattern or double top. So that's right here. And then eventually price pushes higher. And then again, we form this M pattern or double top. So in this area right here, if we decided to favor sells, we could have actually sold here and managed to get some results or positive results. Now let us go to the 15-minute chart. Okay, before we go to the 15-minute chart, I want to show you the structure that I used to enter this trade. The price pushed lower, you can see it moves. You can see the structure, and then it came to this price point at this level. So this is where I entered. Now, if you look at here, if you look at this point, you look at this point, there's a term which is called stop hunting or liquidity concepts. So this is how one can profit. So generally, there are orders which are generally placed around this level. What happens? The market comes, takes out these traders who are trading around this levels, and then it moves in that direction. So that is one projection or one hit that we can look at taking. So this is called stop hunting. So this is why I targeted this trade. Another reason is we are on the 13,000 level. So it's a nice even number to trade from. And price tends to react on the NASDAQ from these significant numbers. I'll quickly give you other examples. You can look at 12K, 11K, 10K, 9K. And you can even look at higher numbers. You can also look at values to improve your trading, like the 13,500. Okay, so we're just going to call it 13.5K. You can look at the 12.5K level, etc., etc. Let us move to the to the 15-minute chart. I want to show you the exact entry and the technique that I used. At the 13,000 level, we've formed this engulfing bar right here. We can call it Y. Entry right here. I got filled at this level right here. It doesn't matter. Now, if you look at the stop loss, price has actually almost knocked me out. Now, let me show you the stop loss while we are. I use the tool called the ATR. You can see it's ATR 14. If you go to your crosshair tool right here, you place your crosshair tool on the candle that you're going to enter, and then you can actually get your value right there. So it'll be 44. And then I used a stop loss on the high of that candle right to the stop loss. You can see it's SLA stop loss. So that value of 44 is equivalent to 1 ATR. That's how I derive the stop loss. In terms of the take profit, that wouldn't be hard to achieve or work out. I'm going to use my crosshair tool. And if you hover around, you can see it tells us profit minus 12.32. So you can take your stop loss and you drag it to positive 12.32. If that's your target, that target is defined as a risk to reward of 1:1. I could lose $12 or approximately $12, and I could actually gain $12. So that is how I went about trading. Now on the daily chart, I want to give you some projections which you can use as NASDAQ progresses. Hope it helps. I believe we've already discussed this. So sales are in the favor here. And this is what I'm looking for. This is projection 1. Let us look at projection 2. Price can actually come and hit my stop loss. It will form an engulfing bar, or it breaks out from this place. And then you can look for buy opportunities. So this is projection number 2. You can see we've discussed this area before. The price may actually be attracted to this point if we break out from here. So that is the projection or bet that we could look at. And one more projection before we go is price can actually go higher, push up to this level and give us a type of rejection bar. So this rejection bar can be actually found on the 15-minute chart or any other time frames, for example, your 30 minutes and 1 hour. Because if you look at this candle right here, we call it X, it's a breakout bar. It does not exactly give you a type of wick and a small body on the candlestick. It's actually a large bullish candle. You may actually assume the price is actually going to go higher. But because it's also called a resistance area zone, by choosing to favor the downside, this is how we could have taken this trade, which we discussed earlier. Now, if you come back to this zone and we get that candle that I've mentioned, we could actually predict this. This will be projection number 2. So we're looking for sells. Because we have so much sellers in the market, let's quickly look at the monthly chart. By looking at these candles, this actually injects a lot of fear for the buyers. So generally, NASDAQ has been moving in an uptrend for a very long time. And if you look at this entire move, it's been a very large movement. And this candle right here, we're going to call it Y, is probably one of the largest candles that are on the chart. What happens is when we have a lot of sellers, market, as you can see, goes very quickly in a downward direction. It's very common. If you study your charts, you'll see during your down movement, there's a lot of volatility and a lot of I believe there's a lot of fear in the market when things are going negative, or it's seen as being negative. But as traders, we have an advantage. We can either buy or sell. So it's just all about trading your plan. Follow your plan, follow your rules, do what's right for you. Always test what you're doing is another great point to bring out. So back to the chart. So you can see we can make a decision to favor the sell side because we have so much of sellers in the market. But you can also have a plan where you're actually buying up the NASDAQ. So maybe someone bought at this point here, and they're holding the trade with an expectation for it to move to around 15,900 or 16,000. That would depend on the investor. In our case, for traders who are selling and buying, you now have your example. I'm choosing to favor downside. You could actually choose to favor the upside. So it's all dependent on your plan and your perspective. So we've come to the end of the video. Until the next video, goodbye.